Hi everybody, this is Hannah. For my first video, I decided to do a little landscaping and decorate with me. Today I want to make a little fairy village, and I will also be incorporating the Mario floating blocks to create the illusion of floating fairy houses. I got the idea from a fellow YouTube creator called Console Kato. She showed how you can hide the floating blocks behind trees and objects to create the illusion of floating objects. I hope you will enjoy watching, and let's get right started. First, I started mapping out my cliffs. The reason why I'm building cliffs is that the floating blocks are so high in the air that it is hard to hide them without using cliffs. Now that I was somewhat happy with the size of my cliff, I started placing the floating blocks behind them. As you can see here, the treetop is now about the same height as the floating block. I was often checking the different angles to see how the trees are hiding the blocks and if I had to adjust anything. In order to plant some of the trees close to the edge of the cliff, I did the cliff tree trick. Some of you might already be familiar with it. If not, there are a bunch of videos of other YouTubers that explain in detail how you can plant trees on cliff edges. Or maybe you can figure it out with the clips that I'm showing right now. A little disclaimer, I will be moving the trees a lot. I just couldn't figure out how I wanted the trees to be placed so they hide the floating blocks properly. I have to say, I really dislike when the illusion is broken, so I make extra sure that I hide it as much as I can. This is when I decided that I also wanted to use stunted hardwood trees. I planted some trees and time traveled 3 days. That's why it's raining and thunderstorming in the next clips. And here I already placed the doll houses on the floating blocks, so I could have a better feel for how everything will turn out at the end. Sadly, some of the last clips of the tree planting didn't record. Now that I'm happy with the trees, I moved on to decorating. I got a bunch of mush items, some butterfly models, and flowers. Basically everything a fairycore lover needs. It's kind of nice that the weather makes everything darker because now you can actually see the lights in the dollhouses. I have to say, at first I wasn't really happy with what I've done, but once I started planting weeds, putting mushrooms and patterns on the ground, everything started to look really, really nice. At the end, I added a few more cliffs and some waterfalls to make it a bit more magical. And I just have to say it, I love how this turned out. This build really inspired me to be wanting to make a fairycore / forest core island. I hope you also liked what I ended up with and I was able to inspire you, or maybe you just needed something in the background while playing Animal Crossing. Either way, thank you for watching. If you want to see more content from me, then please subscribe and join my little coffee coven. There will be many more videos in the future while I'll be decorating, landscaping, or just talking about Animal Crossing. But that's it for now. Have a lovely day, drink some coffee, and see you next time. Bye!